Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. As one legendary person used to say, welcome to Brenny K74. And I tell you what, I've got one hell of a guest here today, and he's making his debut on my channel. And we're going to welcome to Nick. Geeks,
Hey.
how are you?
Hey, Brenny, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
Very honoured for the invite.
No, listen, you can come on anytime. You know that. You can come on anytime. You know, you don't even have to ask. You just gate crash and it's all good. You know, we've seen those movies where there's always those gate crashes. I mean, you got, what's it, Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson?
Oh, what film was that? Wedding Crashers.
I think it was called The Wedding Crashers or something like that. Yeah. We won't crash weddings. We'll just crash stadiums.
Yeah, crash maybe the occasional pub, you know, whatever, it'll be good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? But listen, to those in the chat as well, sorry for the confusion. It's actually it's a combined George Graham, Arsene Wenger era. It's combined. It's not George Graham versus Arsene Wenger's 11, like who's better. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, so I know you've probably done your research as well, Nick, and
yep.
You know, before we do, we've got Temi in the house.
Yeah, I saw that.
Temi, in it, any best 11 without Zinni? Any best 11 without Zinni's not going to counterfeit. Well, I'll tell you what, if we ever do a worst
11, they might make it. Yeah.
You know, Zinni at right back, I think he could make it, but for me, he's always been midfielder because
he's a right eight.
Last season, he had a couple of good games in the centre midfield. So yeah, but no, I mean, this I've been looking forward to, and just tell everybody, I mean, what was your era and when you first started supporting Arsenal?
So I started roughly, if you could pin it to like the George Graham era, right at the beginning. And then 88, 89, Mickey Thomas, I was very young, but uber excited, kind of didn't appreciate it in its entirety. You know, Arsenal going to the team of the era and winning 2-0 away. And then into 1991, where it was only kind of one defeat to Chelsea and that team. And then really understanding and the gravitas of the double cup wins of 93, 94 into the Cup Winners' Cup of 94, 95. That was all my formative. I remember World Cup 90 and I was like, I'm never going to be able to feel passionate about the national team as I do about Arsenal. And it eventually got there, you know. So yeah, George Graham era was mine. But what was yours? When did you?
Mine, it was just coming to the end of Terry Neal's reign. So that would have been 82, 83.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was coming to it. And I remember they just and David Dean had joined. He was a lifelong Arsenal fan, and then David Dean he joined as a sporting director. And I think one of the first players he got him was Charlie Nicholas, Charlie Nicholas, who for me was a wonderful player, but he was a scorer of great goals. He wasn't a prolific goal scorer. I think he was prolific when he was at Celtic. He was quite prolific when Arsenal bought him from Celtic, and I do have him on the list as well. But yeah, it was that era. And also it was about couldn't get to go to any games at the time as well, and it was one of those things where mum wouldn't let myself go at such a young age, myself to the Arsenal, you know what I mean, or couldn't even drag Damos along, you know what I mean, couldn't even do that, you know, he's only a couple of years younger than me, so. So basically, it was about watching highlights, reading shoot and match magazines.
Yeah, shoot and match. Yeah.
You always knew about your players from then.
Yep.
Reading history books, and it's around them times I started reading history books, and I read the history of Arsenal.
Yep.
You know, and they were great. So that's when, as a kid, I knew about Herbert Chapman.
Yeah,
and then the fact that we was rarely on TV, and when we were losing games because under Don Howe, he brought in a lot of good youngsters, Adams, Quinn, Rocastle, and Martin Keown. And Martin Keown was ahead of, not many people know this, but Martin Keown was ahead of Tony Adams in the side during the 85-86 season, because it was Keown and O'Leary. And Keown was so raw to the point where O'Leary was looking after him. And then it got to the point where when George Graham came back to the club in 86 as a manager, then Martin Keown was basically told your surplus requirements.
Sold him to Everton, didn't we?
Yeah. And it was Aston Villa first. Aston Villa.
Oh, was it Villa? We brought him from Everton.
Yeah.
We brought him from
Everton. From Everton. But I think George always wanted him back because he became a better centre half, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then he came back, and the rest is history. He's an absolute legend. So it was. So the George Graham era was enjoyable because we, as Arsenal fans, we'd never seen success like that. From when I started supporting Arsenal.
As I said, I've got the stats here next to me, and as a collective, we've not seen success like that since, even with Wenger, because Graham Graham stands alone. George Graham stands alone at the club as the only man to win European and league honours as manager and player.
That is correct. Yeah.
Nobody else has that distinction, but he is the only, because he won the Fairs Cup, didn't he?
That's right. And he was the first person to do it. And I remember when that stat came out, I was looking at it thinking, wait a minute, didn't Kenny Dalglish do that as a player manager? But then Kenny Dalglish, I think he did eventually do it in.
Yeah, sorry, I was talking Arsenal, just as Arsenal, the only person at our club that can claim that from an Arsenal perspective. I didn't mean like in football. So no, just as Arsenal.
Yeah, I know. But do you know? But did you know? Yeah, no. But did you know George Graham never won a League Cup at Arsenal as a player?
No, I didn't know that. He won it twice as a manager, though, didn't he? And he won it at the. Didn't he? He won it with Tottenham?
At Chelsea. No, he won it with Chelsea.
Yeah. Okay.
He was a Chelsea player. I think
did he win it with
as well? As a player,
right?
As a player, George Graham won the league with Arsenal, FA Cup with Arsenal. He won the Fairs Cup the year before, 1970 with Arsenal. But I'm sure with the League Cup, he won it with Chelsea.
Okay.
Because he was a Chelsea player, and that's something I found out about 20 odd years ago.
Right.
Because I thought, well, if he's won that, I think who did he win the League Cup with? And I went and I did some digging, and it was Chelsea.
So he is the only. I was going to say, as a player, the only one he had that didn't win in his era then was the European Cup, because he won everything else that was available to him.
The Fairs, yeah. He won, and as a manager, he won the European Cup Winners' Cup.
Yeah,
and Cup Winners' Cup as a manager. But I don't know. Then. I haven't even checked if he. I think that was it. But but he was one of those managers that never got to European Cup as a player or manager.
No,
and for me, when I watched highlights of him, you ever seen highlights of George Graham? And he was a really good midfielder.
Mm. Yeah,
he was ridiculously good.
Yeah,
he really was. But and with Graham as well, it was just when he came along, it was like it was a breath of fresh air. You know, we was top of the league for so many weeks in '86, quite a few months actually, and then United, as they always do, ended our. I think we had like a 21-22 game unbeaten run. They ended it. Old Trafford beat us 2-0, and because we were such a young team then, with the experience of John Lukic, David O'Leary. David O'Leary was our eldest player, most experienced. Paul Davis as well in that midfield.
Yeah.
And then it was, and now I just remember us winning the Littlewoods Cup that season, the League Cup, just meant so much. Watching that on TV, and I know quite a few people that actually went to the game live. I'm sure Canners and his brother went to the game as well. But yeah, it was just great. And then the second season, Graham got to another League Cup final, but lost to Luton. That was a horrible final. We even missed a penalty as well. Nigel Winterburn missed a penalty. And then I remember the summer was watching all these friendlies, pre-season friendlies, Bayern Munich, Tottenham, beat them both. And I remember looking at the team because then we added Bolden, Dixon, Winterburn had already been at the club. And I looked at it and then I said to myself, we could win the league the way we've been playing this football. And obviously we did that season. But 89, that was probably for me, best day of my life as an Arsenal fan.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Best day of my life. And I always said we played some good football. I actually thought we played better football in 91 than 1991 season than we did in the 88-89 season, because only losing one game, I thought we played some great football. And then when Ian Wright came along,
I know you thought it was going to continue, didn't you? It was just like,
yeah. And we still played good football during that time. And David Rocastle,
91, 92, we looked decent.
Yeah, we had a poor start, but I remember then we lost to Liverpool at Anfield, and then we didn't lose a game, and that was in, I think it was January, end of January or Feb, and then we didn't lose a game for the rest of the season. And if we had started well in the season, I think we would have pipped Leeds to the title, because it was 42 league games at the time. And then Rocastle got sold to Leeds, and then it was and then you had we won 2 cups, but we had an awful Premier League season, finishing in 10th.
We did.
And we lost a lot of creativity in Rocastle, who was big. Poor man never wanted to leave the club. You know, as one of my favourite all-time players. But yeah, I mean, that was a great era. And then you had, the Arsene Wenger era. Wow, I think for me, and I know you agree with this, Arsene Wenger gave me the best football I'd ever seen, and watching it live as well. Oh, that's the best football I've ever seen live at the stadium.
For me, I went about. I've created a Graham era and a Wenger era, so it's just a discussion, as we know, between the two.
Of course,
I found the amount of players that I had to leave out of that Wenger era more difficult than the Arteta era or the Graham era. Like, the second team you could make out of the Wenger era alone, is just full of amazing players. It is just absolutely bonkers. And the football, I mean, we were blessed with 2 all-time Premier League greats up front.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it was just, my footballing idol is Bergkamp, and just a privilege to see that man play.
Yeah, it was. I loved watching Dennis Bergkamp, and he just made what he did with football. He just made it look so easy, and it wasn't. Some of the things that he did,
just a beautiful technician.
It was like, wow.
But I felt like that era, that Premier League era, because we had Zola as well at Chelsea. Do you remember? And then there was like Juninho at Middlesbrough, and we had fantastic players in the Premier League that you were. Match of the day was great to watch. Eric Cantona.
Yeah. And you see, and you know what? Those 4 players we just mentioned there. Do you know something that they had?
Go on.
That you don't really see very often now in this. intelligence.
Yeah.
Intelligent footballers. You know, they knew what they were going to do before they did it.
Yeah. It's
you know?
like,
and I thought,
I mean, sorry, Brent, you look at like some of Bergkamp's goals and you're right. You're absolutely spot on. But the art of the chip shot, you know, nobody goes for that now. But the way that Bergkamp would dink it, or Zola would do his back heel flick into the back of the net, or that sort of take a risk football and create that moment of magic, just feels lessened.
Well, it's like exactly. I agree, and it's like I mean, I was saying to Chris Walsh in the chat the other day, and big him up as well.
Chris,
you know, I was saying I watch, you know, watching the Premier League years from the 90s. It's just the football and goals are just absolutely ridiculous. You wouldn't get those sort of goals now, but I think it's just how managers set up teams now, really, isn't it? You know, it's not just Mikel Arteta. I mean,
yeah,
it is about his systems as well, and you know what I mean. It's just so. It was an exciting era, even more exciting when we won some titles. But you know, it was great when we won some titles.
Oh, absolutely. But even then, when we done that the Wenger treble second in a row, I wasn't belly aching. You know, you could see we were beaten by United, but it wasn't like as toxic as what it is now.
No, not at all.
Right, yeah, well, Temi right there, getting us on track. Seaman versus Lehman. As I said, I've created two teams, and that is my debate. It is Seaman versus Lehman as the goalkeeper. Who would you lean towards, Brenny?
Well, gonna come to that in a minute, because there's some other keepers that I want to talk about as well. And you know what I mean. But on the sec, just sees Temi. So Temi obviously is in the chat. Oh, Munia, you know he's kidding, right?
He's not.
Is he? Is he doing a bit of reverse psychology?
Absolutely.
Something else. Gallas best 10 of the Graham Wenger era. I mean, I don't know why. I rated him as a centre half, but why was he wearing a number 10? I never know. The only times I used to see a centre half wearing a number 10 was years ago when you played the sweeper system. And I'm sure I'd see Steve Bold. He's worn number 10 before playing the sweeper system. With him, really? O'Leary, and Adams, and I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I'm sure Bold was wearing number 10 at Anfield 89, because Graham went with Winterburn and Dixon, your wing backs, and he went with three at the back playing that sweeper system. Because he played the sweeper system a few times towards the end of that season, but that was the only times I saw Steve Bold. It was wearing number 10. Yeah, David O'Leary was wearing the 5, and Tony Adams was wearing the 6.
Right.
You know, but Gallas, yeah. Big up to Chris Welsh. Big up, lads. Hope you're well. Yes, mate. Hope you're well as well. And hope you're looking forward to Sunday for a Champions League show that we've got. Got a few guests coming on as well. From representing Newcastle, Chelsea.
Oh, cool.
And we haven't got we've got a good friend of mine. He's a City fan, but he won't be available this Sunday, but he'll be available for another show. So yeah. We also, how can I forget? We've also got the legendary Dermo as well. He's coming on as well for the Champions League show.
Cool.
Since Tottenham are somehow in it.
My gosh, yeah.
And he auto fails. No, so he auto fails. No way. Probably auto-fell Bobby with Lee Dixon.
Huh.
His favourite right back. Oh dear. I swear Liverpool versus Arsenal in 1989 was the only game between two title contenders on the final day. I don't think we ever had that since. Right.
No.
Now, yes, I'm glad you brought it up because I'm going to ask Nick right now. Now, Nick, we'll take our Arsenal hats off, right?
Are you going to
Now,
mention
what do
City?
you think was the better ending? Would you think it was that, or do you think 2012, the
No.
City Man United?
I get with City that was their first title, wasn't it? Was that their first one that they secured?
Yes.
And I get
Yeah.
all the emotion around it, but I'm sorry that this was the two direct teams slugging it out, winner takes all, and for that alone, that's why it takes it for me. I agree with what Chris has said there because it was like a league final, wasn't it? And it was the winner wins the league. Whoever walked off that pitch victorious carried the trophy with them, and that is why that game is for me above the City last gasp. Because who was City playing? Was it QPR? No. Who was City playing?
City were playing QPR. Yeah, City were playing QPR.
Wasn't it? I'm sorry. I know it was like it was all down to the wire, and that sits number 2 maybe for a league finish. But let's face it, Liverpool and Arsenal were the two teams that could have won the title playing each other. That wins it, without a doubt.
Yeah. No, I totally hear you. I mean, my take on it is I agree with you. And my take on it as well is I think it could only rival Liverpool Arsenal or even better it because City won that on goal difference in 2012, didn't they? They won that in goal difference. Yeah, because they were on. Yeah, I think United won away as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were both on 76. I think they both finished on 79 points. But also, if it was City playing United on that last day,
then it's a conversation.
And United were 2-1 up, and then City and then Aguero scored that winning goal to make it 3-2. Then I would have said, you know what, that's actually topped 80, 89.
Okay,
you know what I mean. With just saying in the context of the two top teams. So for me,
I mean,
that's why. And that's why for me, Liverpool and Arsenal hasn't been top because it's two, they're different sides at the time.
And it was the fact that Arsenal had to win by 2 goals and had a goal ruled out. I seem to remember.
Yeah.
And it was just that drama and,
When but you got a goal ruled out? No.
Didn't we have a goal offside? I thought we had a goal for offside.
I can't remember that. I mean, but I do remember Michael Thomas missing an easy chance.
Right.
Well, it was probably easier than the chance he had when he scored. And he missed that out in the second half when we was already 1-0 up. But if there was, I'm trying to remember the 90 minutes. If there was a disallowed goal, it would have been in the first half.
I seem to remember something like that. Sure. But they still came back and done it. And it was just the fact that they got the 2 at Anfield. And that was the difference as well at that time. Liverpool were the team. Oh,
yeah, they were. Without doubt. Temi saying, I believe George Graham would have had the European Cup if English teams were not banned from it due to... You know what? I think so.
Agree with it. I do.
I do agree with that. And I know AC Milan were one hell of a side in it was 89 and 1990 when they won it couple of times back to back. But I also believe that Liverpool would have won the European Cup because that, if you remember that side they had, I know we was young, but that side they had in 87, 88, oh my gosh, that was a ridiculous side. I think it only lost 2 league games and then they got shocked by Wimbledon in the FA Cup final. That team was incredible. And that was it. That was all right. Ian Rush as well, who then came back. So yeah, and I reckon Everton as well, because Everton, they won the league and they in '85 and they missed out as well. And I think Everton would have done something because Howard Kendall built an incredible squad.
I mean, people forget about Everton.
And
I mean,
for
it's
those that they do.
They went into the Premier League era on what, 8 titles?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they went in on 8 titles, which was about right. I think that would have put them in the top 4 for titles at that time. They had more titles going into the Premier League era than United.
Yeah, they did. And 40 years ago, they used to have what was called a Big Five in the old First Division, and it was Liverpool, Everton, Arsenal, Manchester United, and do you know the 5th team?
I would have said Villa, but that's probably going back a bit too far.
Spurs.
Oh, was it Spurs?
They used to call them the Big Five. Yeah, back in the day, they used to
call
them the Big Five.
How do they keep creeping into the top 6 and top 5?
Mind you, saying that, Spurs had more joy than us with cup finals in the 80s. They had more joys, because they won the FA Cup, 81, 82, was in the League Cup. I think they got to, it was a League Cup final in 82 as well. They lost to Liverpool. So, yeah, they had some fight, and they won the UEFA Cup as well. But they were a really, really good side. Really good side. Would you say, Chris, 1989 was your best title win just the way you won it and had to win it? Obviously, your other title wins are also great.
Yeah.
I would say, for pure drama, for pure drama, it was the best, I felt, 89, for pure drama.
Yeah.
But if you're talking, I actually think that the other 4 title wins that we got in 91, 98, 2002, 2004, I actually thought they were better squads than the 89 team, because I always said that in 91 they were better, stronger than the 89.
Oh,
and then you had, and then you had at 98, you still had the back 4 as well. Yeah. And David Seaman won his second title. Because quite a few people actually forget in 89. Some people I've even said, David Seaman was in that title win. And I said, no, it was John Lukic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't come till 91, Seaman, didn't he? Did he come the same
1991 season?
Yeah. So he came the year before Righty, didn't he? Yeah.
Correct. The year before Righty.
Yeah.
Year before. So here's that. Anfield 89 versus Leicester 2004, which was the better season. Well, they were both great seasons, but you'd have to say 2004, mainly because we was unbeaten.
It just never been done.
Yeah, and exactly that, and I don't think it will ever be done.
Not now.
Time.
I don't think so.
No.
Not now.
No.
Yeah, I would go with 04 just because of the uniqueness of it.
Yeah. Totally agree. What's that say? Pains me to say, obviously, I wasn't born when you won it at our ground, but it's better than 2012, only because the title contenders actually faced. There you go.
Great.
You know what I mean? Faced each other in 2012. They were facing different teams.
Just to say, even if that went the other opposite way, if Liverpool had won in 89, I'd still just say the same and say Liverpool 89 was better than 2012 because it just for that fact of the top 2 facing off against each other.
That's right. Obviously, City win was so dramatic. Obviously, I was celebrating. It was. Yeah, it was something else, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, let's get that there.
Yeah.
What's that about? Newcastle.
I think when you were saying about who the other team was in the top
Oh,
five.
the big five.
Yeah,
No, it wasn't.
I think Tommy guessed Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle in the 80s. They were second division for a while, and then they made it to the first division, and the old first division, I should say. And they had some good players at the time, like two people I can name in Chris Waddle and Peter Beardsley. And then Waddle went to Tottenham.
They had Gazza at a point as well, didn't they?
Yeah, he was their local lad.
Mm.
You know, he was their local lad. He was quality for Newcastle.
Mm.
Agreed. You other title wins, obviously better squads.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. You know, some great squads there. Right. Okay. Now we're just gonna get on to the goalkeepers.
Yeah.
And I hope you haven't got Manuel and Munia in there, you know what I mean? Because that'd be like
no, I haven't. I haven't. I've got the two that Temi mentioned earlier, and that is between Lehman and Seaman for me.
Okay. So no John Lukic for you?
No.
Petr Cech in his later years.
No, not for me, thank you.
No Wojciech, no Szczesny.
Wojciech, no. I think what it was, Seaman, I just loved the guy. I loved David Seaman. And I mean, I was in floods of tears in 95 when he got lobbed. And then when Ronaldinho done it again for Brazil, and he was just, he got hit with some absolute screamers. But I also remember that save in the FA Cup run where he's just dived and clawed it. And he was just big and reassuring. And
he did that at 39, that save.
Yeah. Yeah. With that ponytail weighing him down.
Yeah. He was just an incredible goalkeeper.
He was.
The Sampdoria penalty saves as well.
Oh, yes.
Just, yeah.
And in the Euro 96, he was, for me, he was England's best player. England didn't get past, the qualifiers without him, because he done that late save against Switzerland. Then he done the penalty save against Scotland. And then he stopped that one-on-one, I think, with when Bergkamp went through or somebody like that. He was a colossus. Then he done the penalty saves against Spain. He was, and he was just phenomenal all the way through that tournament. And he's my keeper. He's my guy. As much as I love Lehman, Lehman's got a screw loose. With Lehman, I love the guy, great keeper, but you never knew if he was going to get sent off on the halfway line because he's had a rush of blood to the head and he's decided to run along and punch the referee or something. Or try and volley a striker over the advertising haulings. He's just like, he was nuts. He was absolutely nuts. And I loved him for it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Seaman, I mean, it was no competition really. I mean, because it had to be between Seaman and Lehman. I know Lehman's, he was quality and he was invincible. But when I look at David Seaman as well, it's just, I think we also look at, not the fact he was just a world-class keeper, but we look at the longevity, to be performing at a high level for Arsenal for 13 years.
Right.
And credit to him, because I can remember even for QPR in Birmingham, he was a keeper. He was a keeper. I know quite a few.
Can't believe Leeds let him go.
Yeah, I know. You know what I mean? I think, because he was at Leeds and then...
Yeah. He was heartbroken.
And I'm thinking at the time, John Lukic would have been there at Leeds as well, because John Lukic was at Leeds. Then he came to Arsenal, won a title. Then he went back to Leeds, won a title. And then he came back to Arsenal. I think he's probably only keeper I know that's been at two clubs for two spells.
Okay.
So I was saying, but I mean, John Lukic for me would have been, he's out of the keepers there, he's in my top five.
Yeah.
He's in my top five. But I think with Petr Cech, I didn't even bother with Petr Cech because for me, I mean, he had what 3 seasons under Wenger before Wenger retired, and I thought he was brilliant in 2015, 2016, check. But then I just thought, you know what, you can see his best days were at Chelsea.
Yeah, absolutely, I
You know
agree
what I
with
mean?
that. We got. I remember getting that one good season out of him, and then it just felt like, yeah, waiting to retire. Yeah,
100%.
So we're going with safe hands, are we?
Yes, we are. That's who I'm
Awesome.
going with.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Tammy, I've already seen yours, but we'll go with that soon, okay? Don't you worry. I will flash it up.
Yeah.
Right. Now for right backs. And I said to when Bobby sent me a list, I'll reveal it soon, but
Cool.
everyone knows how much of a Lee Dixon fan he is, and if he left Lee Dixon out, he'd have been suffering from amnesia or something like that if he'd left him out. So
Well,
I basically texted him and said, "Well, so no Lauren then?" You know.
yeah. For me, that's the conversation. It's Dixon or Lauren.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I'm I'm a little different on there with the combined because you see with Lee Dixon, yeah, Lee Dixon's quality, we know that. I didn't
But then
go
there's Emmanuel. There's a Boué that done well for us. There's Sagna.
Emmanuel Boué.
Yeah.
You see, a Sagna for me.
Sagna.
You see, Viv Anderson only spent 1 season. Right, Viv Anderson.
Right.
He spent 1 season playing under George Graham, and then he went to Man United because Viv Anderson was also an England national, and he'd also won the league and the European Cup twice at Nottingham Forest.
Right,
and he was a top player. He was top right back, and then would you believe later in his career when he was playing for Wednesday, he was their captain. He was playing at centre back. It's not often you get a right back going to centre back, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And he was quality for me, Viv Anderson. But if Viv had played, if he'd have played under George Graham for years, I would have gone with Viv.
Yeah.
Because I rated him.
Okay. I think for me, Lee Dixon was the Lee Dixon was the personification. Oh, you was breaking up on us quite a bit there, Bren. You back with us?
Yeah, it's all right. I'm back now. Cool. I'm back, yeah.
Yeah, Lee Dixon was a part of the, I call it the back five. He was that sort of, so he was my right back, you know, and him and Winterburn. Loved that. I mean, I love that era. So, and then I was just thinking, if you start with that, which is arguably our strongest, who kind of breaks that down? Who kind of dislodges someone? You know, it's kind of, and I think Lauren, for his strength, pace, reliability, he was just phenomenal for us. For me, I love Lauren, and if it was a straight fight out of between him and Dixon, that's a real tough. I mean, how blessed are we that we got to see both? But
yeah,
that's a tough one. So, would you, apart from Viv Anderson, would you forward anybody else in the right back position? Would you go?
Well, say you have Viv Anderson, Lee Dixon. Oleg Luzhny wasn't a bad player. I mean, I thought I think it was what, for 2 seasons? I thought he did all right for us. Coming in from Denmark, yeah. It wasn't long. I think it was like seasons. But I never thought he let us down. Lauren, of course.
I mean, Sagna.
Manuel Boué. Manuel Boué. Bakary Sagna was, for me, for 7 years, he was so consistent.
Yeah.
7 seasons. He was incredibly consistent,
Yeah, he was great.
and he for me was great. And I'm trying to think who else. Well, Hector Bellerin doesn't come anywhere close to them guys I've just mentioned.
No.
But yeah, but out of those, I've already got my one. And so, who's yours? Who have you gone with?
Lauren.
Lauren. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who did you go with?
Bakary Sagna.
Did you? Oh, yeah. Do you know what? He's my third. He's on my subs bench for the Wenger era. He was my third place.
Yeah.
It was just because Dicko was.
He's mine. He's in my all-time 11.
Right. Hey, that's good. Okay, I like that. That's different. I think all three of them.
All-time 11 as well.
They're all great.
Yeah.
There isn't a wrong answer out of those three.
They are. No, there isn't. Definitely not. Definitely not. So yeah, our team I think will be quite similar anyway.
Yeah, I think you get the deciding vote on that
Nick,
one.
what,
No. I think you get the deciding vote. So we're going to go Sanya with that one.
No, I probably it's tough because it's really tough. I mean, see, for me, I mean, if I do this with someone else, I'll just go with the same. But this is about there's no votes, anything. This is about yours. This is about yours. We want to know what your one is.
Right.
You know what I mean? I already know what my one is, but we want to go with yours.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's all good. If Lauren is yours, mate.
Yep. Cool. I'm still coming. I mean, your Sanya is cat amongst the pigeons because he is my number 3. He was on my subs bench, but no, I would plump with Lauren because only begrudgingly over Dicko. It's all like
yeah. He was an absolute warrior though, Lauren. Seriously.
Yeah, he was.
Absolute warrior.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And then left
centre back pairing.
Backs.
Okay.
Now.
Oh, we normally win our team.
Yeah, it's normally Kenny. You got Kenny Sanderson. You got Nigel Winterburn, Ashley Cole, even Steve Morrow played at left back. Not many games. Yeah, I think he played more games. I remember for the youth, he played at left back, Steve Morrow, but then he played more as a DM at times in a different midfield under Graham, but it was a midfield that got him results. And yeah, I can't ever recall him ever playing left back, or maybe if Winterburn was injured, But then you got, like I said, it's not just Ashley Cole. You got Silvino as well, who I think he was with us for a couple of seasons.
Yeah, well, Ashley Cole replaced him, didn't they? Yeah.
But then I think he had issues. Yeah. And then you had, who else you had? You had Gail Clichy.
Oh, I forgot Clichy altogether. Great guy.
Yeah, he was. He was. And who else? Another one I'd say, Nacho Monreal, who I liked.
Yeah.
So if I'm thinking Samson, Cole, Samson, Cole, Winterburn, Gail Clichy, who I rated, and plus he's invincible as well. And Nacho Monreal. Who I rated out of those. I mean, there was only one for me, And for me, it was between three players.
Right.
One was Kenny Sansom, who I rated highly.
That. Yeah.
But I think with Kenny Sansom that he would be. I think he'd have to be, and also I think for longevity as well, as good as he was in the late 70s, early 80s, he'd be third for me.
Yeah.
And then it's
between. It's got to be the same
Nigel
top two.
Winter and Ashley Cole.
Yeah.
It's between Nigel Winter and Ashley Cole. Was it the same for you as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've gone. It had to be those two. Winterburn again for the same reason why I love Dicko. It's that defense, Even when we weren't doing great, those boys performed and ran their hearts out for the team. I loved them. Ashley Cole was one of our own. Silvino was in the team, got injured. The boy came in and performed the way he did. I mean, there's an argument about who is the greatest footballer of all time between Ronaldo and Messi, and Ronaldo says his hardest opponent in his career was Ashley Cole.
Yes,
and that Ashley Cole is, out of all the left backs we've discussed, the only world-class left back.
Yeah,
he was the and so as much as I love Clichy and Winterburn and Sansom, Cole, Ashley, he's the one, isn't he? He's the. I hate the way he left us. It hurts because we don't get to change our football club as fans. We make our connection, exactly. and it's a lifetime commitment. We can't do what footballers do, and so it hurts when we see somebody we love leave us. It's jilted. It's being jilted, isn't it? But when we're talking about the full package of you've got a gun to my head and you're saying, Nick, this team that we're putting together is going to have to take on the all-time teams, and you're going to win 10 million out of it if your team comes out on top. Well, Ashley Cole goes in.
Yeah.
And that's that for me. Phenomenal player. Had everything, absolutely everything. Overlap, balls into the box, tenacious in the tackle, full of running, so intelligent, so quick. Great player.
Yeah, it was. So he was your one.
Yeah,
no doubt. Yeah. Do you know who my left back was?
Go for it.
It's the same, mate. It's actually it's actually goal, mate. You know what I mean? It's goal, no doubt. You know what I mean? And it had to be.
Yeah, had to be. I mean, I understand why some Arsenal fans might not, but for me, if you're being honest with yourself, he's the best left back we've ever produced.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and consider he was a winger, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was a winger.
Wenger brought him back. Yeah.
And also Ashley, I think the worst game he ever had for Arsenal, and he was very young at the time. I remember it was when we lost 6-1 at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
he had a nightmare game, and then Silvino came on in his place. But I think that game it must have taught him a lot, because if I was to ever meet him, I would say that 6-1, he must have looked at and thought, wow, did you think that basically changed your way of things in terms of how you perform and everything else? Because after that, it was just another levels, wasn't he, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Was that the game with Igor Stefanos?
Oh God, yeah.
Sorry to do it to you. Sorry. Yeah. So he's not one of your centre backs, Stefanos?
God, no. No way. No way. Oh, I've even forgotten about him until you mentioned him.
I'm sorry. He's up there.
I didn't think about him.
He's at Skilacci and all of that lot. Oh my gosh.
Oh dear God, no. Yeah, there's some I haven't named, but in fact, we'll go on to that right now. So basically, with the two centre halves, I mean, well, I have a feeling me and you got the same same ones. But we will go through some of the names. Right. Now, the first one of the when you're going back to 1986, first one I got to mention is David O'Leary. And David O'Leary, when I've been in a pub, right, and I'm having a few drinks with the older Arsenal fans, they rated O'Leary so much to the point where it was like you had Frank McLintock, and everyone talked about Frank McLintock and how strong he was in every step of the way. Frank McLintock, he read the game well. Apparently, very strong in the tackle, very strong in the air. Captain, demanded a lot from his players, never stopped talking, and then you look at David O'Leary, who came along years later from my youth academy over from Ireland, and he was just something else.
Yeah.
And for me, I was always surprised that before then again, I think I know why he wasn't captain, because I remember at the time I think he was playing and Pat Rice was captain.
Right.
And then I think and then Kenny Sansom became the captain. And I think that's why O'Leary never got, I was thinking, how come he's never been captain? But then Kenny Sansom was captain, I think, for 6 years until Tony Adams took the arm back. Yeah. So David O'Leary, I look at him and I think he's got to be one of the contenders. Then you've obviously got Martin Keown.
Love.
He's definitely there.
You've now gone to two different ends of the defensive spectrum. You've got Martin Keown, who full-blooded tackles like Bold and Adams.
Great man, Mark.
David O'Leary was a player that I feel could play in today's game because of the way that he read the situation and he would nick the ball. Like if you took Bold, Adams, and Keown, I would worry about those in the modern day games seeing out 90 minutes without being red carded by today's referees. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Where David O'Leary's natural game, he could apply to today.
Yeah, I agree with that. Totally agree. I mean, so you got O'Leary, David O'Leary, Steve Bold, of course.
Steve Bold
for me, right? I've got when we talking about these centre halves for players, I mean, one thing I loved about Boldy was that, do you know, like 9 times out of 10, whoever was taking corners, you were never ever beating him to that near post flick on. You were never beating him. You never beating him. 9 times out of 10, he'd get it every time.
I think he had a bonus attached to it, didn't he, or something?
Yeah.
that man went after that flick on like he was getting paid for it just for that. He was
exactly.
Brenny,
he was
in the
special.
days of what went on in the box back in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
It was a wrestling match, and the man still got his head on the end of it for the flick on.
Exactly.
Love him.
Exactly that. Times were tough then at centre back. So Steve Bold, and you had, Andy Linegan. I'd give him a mention for, the fact that he'd won the cup. 92, 93 was his best season. Steve Bold got injured. He was given a chance. Yeah. And that was probably that. If anybody, with Andy Linegan, if anyone said, Andy, what was your best ever season? And he'd probably say, well, I won the league with Arsenal in 91. I played enough games to get a league medal. But then he would probably say 92, 93 season was my best because he featured in a lot of games in the second half of the season. He played in both cup finals, deputising very well for injured Steve Bold.
Yeah.
So that I'm sure that's what he would say. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But he was a different type of centre half as well.
Yeah. I would put Carlo Torre as a honourable mention as well.
Oh, I was just about to mention him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I was going to mention it. I was actually going down the line in
Okay,
terms of
you carry on.
like the
I'll shut up.
eras.
I'm just you go for it. Go on.
I mean, so yeah.
Yep.
So Colo, even before Colo, but I was going to mention before Colo Toure, you had the one and only Sol Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for that controversial move across the way, he left he left he left to go from the third best club in North London to the best club in North London at the time. Sorry, I'm saying like Barnet was the second best club.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
Yeah. At least you knew what I was on about,
Yeah.
Yeah, Barnet. Yeah. I mean, almost similar to their colours as well, this away top. But but there was him and Colo Toure formed a great partnership.
Yeah.
A great partnership. And what I loved about and before Toure was signed, what I loved about 2001-2002 season was that you never, when it came to the centre-back pairing, you didn't care who was playing because you had quality. It could have been Adams and Campbell, it could have been Adams and Keown, it could have been Campbell and Keown. It just, it was great.
Yeah, I completely echo. I don't feel like we've got back to that until today.
Yeah.
Where I would say, just a mention on today, if you take your left back and back up, centre back back up, right back up, keeper back up, and say a 10-man unit, I feel we've got the best 10-man unit in world football.
I feel happy about that, and also
I do.
Yeah, and also because I rate Mosquera, and you know what I mean, and also he's so quick, and also when you look at the keeper compared to last year, we was praying that
I agree. Yeah.
Whereas now, we're not wishing it, but if he picks up a knock on Saturday against Forest, for example. And I'm thinking, well, Kepa can come in Champions League next week. I've got no worries about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
No worries. So so we've got all these, and William Gallas as well get a mention. Per Mertesacker also gets a mention as well.
Oh, big Per, yeah. And then just who Pers? We had Kolesny.
Laurent Koscielny.
And Koscielny,
Laurent Koscielny and Thomas from Ireland. Who what I liked about him, he could not only play at centre back, but he played at left back for Belgium.
Right.
Because there was a lot of quality.
They had a good partnership.
Yeah, they did. And Mertesacker and Koscielny, their partnership weren't bad, but with Mertesacker, I thought it took him a while to get going, I thought, in Arsenal colours.
Yeah.
And then I thought as the seasons went on, I just thought he got better. And for me, it's not often I say this, but for me, when you talk about someone's best ever game, and for me, Per Mertesacker's best ever game in an Arsenal shirt was the 2017 FA Cup final against Chelsea. That guy was so immense. If you ever watch those highlights again and watch Per Mertesacker, you thought you was watching a giant Tony Adams. It was colossal. Yeah. For me, he was man of the match that day. We outplayed Chelsea every way, shape, or form that day. But Per Mertesacker, for me, that was his best ever game for Arsenal. And I'm not going to mention Igor Stepanovs, but if we ever do an Arsenal Worst 11, he could probably get a mention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So out of those that were named, and there's been so many. I mean, I can name Colin Pates, but Colin Pates didn't play that many games for us, but he was quality back in the day. I couldn't believe we actually nabbed him from Chelsea. I think he used to be Chelsea's captain as well. I couldn't believe we got Colin Pates. I think we got him in 89 or 99 or something like that. But for me, as we've been blessed with all these centre halves,
extremely blessed.
You know what I mean? And for me, it came down to two.
Yeah.
And I reckon if you tell me your two, I have a feeling that's going to be the same as my two.
Okay, so one of them wore the number 23, and the other one wore the number 6.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Are we in agreement?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought we would be. Yeah. So
it had to be.
Campbell and Tony Adams, of course. I
It
mean,
had to be.
Yeah.
Oh, it had to be.
Tony is he was just phenomenal from youth.
Yeah.
One club player. He won 3 titles with us.
He did indeed.
And Campbell.
No, 4 titles. 4 titles.
Did he? Was he there? I can't remember when he retired.
Yeah, Tony Adams retired in 2002, and just a bit of trivia. Would you believe Tony Adams and Lee Dixon are the only players in the last over 35 years to have won the title 4 times
for Arsenal? What in total?
Out of our last 5 title wins,
right?
They've won 4 titles.
Right.
Yeah, just them 2. And the majority of them have won 3. But Adams and Dixon were the only 2 that won 4 titles.
And European honours.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, 100% European honours.
Yeah.
No, it's,
so I'm not surprised. So our back unit is Seaman. You've compromised. Thank you for Lauren, and then we've got Campbell, Adams, and Cole. That's who we've got so far.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's
right. On to the midfielders.
Yep.
Hit it. So on to the midfielders now. I thought we'll go. Well, you know what? We'll go with the centre midfielders first.
Okay. Would you like my pairing?
Yeah, go for your pairing, man. Go for your pairing.
Okay. So I have to say I have a very guilty pleasure. That is Emmanuel Petit. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
I have to put that out there. Love that guy. Gilberto being a invincible, immense player. Awesome. But my midfield pairing is Vieira and Rocastle.
Okay.
I had to shoot it all in, and I was just it's just kind of, and you'll understand why, because I've gone with my heart rather than achievements in certain places for my total team and what I'm looking at here. So Vieira and Rocastle are my 2 picks.
Do you know what? I was more or less thinking the same, and the reason being is because I was thinking put Rocastle out on the right because he could play right, and he also could play in the middle.
Yeah, so because he could play the middle, that's why I put him in there, because I've gone for a guilty pleasure on the right.
Do you know what? I'm with you on that. Because then it basically gives you that you've got a right-sided midfielder that's free.
Yeah.
And obviously you got the left side.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm with you on that. I am with you on that. Totally. Okay. I mean, that was, and we could have gone through so many great midfielders, but you've already got those 2. And mind you,
there's 2 that I just want to put out there for any Arsenal fans, because it's so focused on now and this, that, and the other. But please go. Brenny's really great. Check out Brenny's stuff, because he pulls up the old archive stuff as well. Check out Paul Davis, because phenomenal midfielder for us, and Ray Parler. Ray Parler is just one of my faves that operated centrally and there and other, but came through the youth. He's a great example for any youth player of today. Stick in there, because it isn't about being the next Messi. It's about being the next Ray Parler and playing for the club that you love and earning honours. And Ray was instrumental, had big inputs in lots of our major honours. So check out those 2 for definite. I have to mention them because everyone talks about Gilberto, and Edu gets a mention, and Emmanuel Petit. I mean, Vieira, when you're talking about combative midfielders, he's the archetypal for me. I mean, I was so gutted for Abu Diaby, because I honestly believed he was the one that could have been even greater. Then Vieira had the potential, had the ceiling, and then awful. And then when we're talking operating in that central area, I went for Rocastle for that because he's so special and that attacking play. But then in that, I have to give the shout outs for him. We had players like Wilshere, but he didn't have that longevity. We had players, two of my favourite, in Rosicky and Corzola.
Yep.
Santi is just, I adore that guy.
Something else, wasn't he? That guy.
But Rocastle takes that sort of, it would almost be like a bit of more of a, so Rocastle's my creative.
Do you know what? What I say about Dave Rocastle, okay, I'll tell you what, he was, what type of player he was as well. I mean, for me, he could not only on the right, even in the middle, he was so creative. I mean, on the right, he would he'd take your man on. I think it was David Dean David Dean said he thought it was Brazilian the way he played his football. And with Rocky, God rest his soul, he's seen goals where he'd be taking on players for fun. It didn't matter who it was. And he would battle anyone. You know, he was never one of those players that if you're playing in Manchester United, he'll do something. You can go to Old Trafford and he'll do something. You can go to Anfield, he'll do something. He was that type of player. I mean, that goal he scored, I put it up a few weeks ago. I don't know if you saw it in the chat. I put it up a few weeks ago. You know, when I was all the past Man United Arsenal games at Old Trafford.
Right.
And it was Rocastle's goal when he lobbed Schmeichel.
Not an easy thing to do.
It was one all draw. And in that middle of the park, the way he bullied Paul Ince with the ball. He had bullied Paul Ince. He made Neil Webb look silly, you know. And that lob.
I mean, bullying Paul Ince. How many players ever done that?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it was. He was a fighter as well. He was strong in the tackle. You know, he had a good eye for a pass, great eye for a goal. You know, he was absolutely special. Loved watching him play. You know,
and playing him centrally, I think my front two would really vibe with him. So that's why it's kind of I'm shoehorning Rocky into the middle so I can pick two of my favourite wingers.
And we'll talk, and obviously Vieira. We've got to talk Vieira because you know, with him, that guy. I can remember that when he came on against Sheffield Wednesday. What a debut! Played so well that day. It was a Monday night football.
He was streets ahead of anything we had in the midfield at that time.
It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible.
I mean, I remember him picking up red cards.
Yeah. And David Platt loved playing with him as well because he, you know, there were times where I think he assisted for David Platt also. And and that's another mention, special mention to David Platt. I thought for 3 seasons, I thought he did a great job for us.
Yeah, he did. Came in same season as Berg. What a window that was. But
it was a great window.
Bergkamp and Platt, I was just so made up.
Yeah.
So made up. It was just like, we'd gone through the trauma of the end of the Graham years.
Yeah.
And
we were in decline in terms of midfield.
Yeah. And we signed them too. And I was walking on air. I really was as the kid of that, a 15-year-old kid. It was just like, wow.
Same here. I came home from work and I was shocked when I saw that on CFAX, the Bergkamp one, and then the Platt one about a week later. I was like, I couldn't believe it.
No.
David Dean. And then I thought myself, surely we could win the league with that, but we still needed a bit more at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I still feel like David Dean needs his representation at the Emirates because that man.
He does. He does.
Yeah, he does. He's a legend. Arsenal legend.
Yeah. He really does.
Vieira just had an engine. He was deceptively quick.
Yes, he was.
And his legs were just like go gadget legs. Do you know what I mean? It was just like players had thought they'd got past him, and it was just like it'd come round like Mr. Tiggle and still get it. Like it was unbelievable. unbelievable, and such a specimen. I mean, when we were lining up with him and Petit in the tunnels, teams were beaten. They were looking over, and you're seeing, your Adams, Campbells, and Keowns, and we were units. Do you know what I mean? It was just they were big, big men, and they knew they were up against it. And that was the great thing when you had players like that. We beat most teams in the tunnel before we got to the pitch.
Well, this is it, and this is what we need to do now, because we've got a squad now that, in terms of, it depends on what the manager, what 11 he picks.
Yeah,
we can do that same thing as well. Because I always said, I can remember in those Graham and Wenger eras, I remember the times when we used to score a hatful of goals against somebody, and I tell you what, the next game, regardless who we're playing, they did not want to face us. And that's when you got to get into, and it's always in ones where you got to get into the players' heads, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where you think, to the opposition head, oh my God, they scored 60 the other day away from home. Oh my God, how are we going to deal with that?
Absolutely.
And that's what we need that again.
Yeah, we do.
We need that again, definitely.
Yeah, we do.
But big up to DWTT. Yeah.
Hey, Gary, is he with us?
Yeah, you know what though? I still cannot believe his dad lives about not even 10 minutes away from me. When he told me that, I could not believe it.
Small world, after
Seriously. Well, it is a small world. It really is.
Yeah.
Really, really
I'm glad you allowed me to have my central pairing and you approved.
No, of course, yeah, because I'd go with that as well.
Okay.
I would go with that as well, because at first it was slightly different, but then when I looked at it, I thought, no, you know what, that's a great pairing.
Because I want you to see the vision. I want you to see the vision. Okay, and so do you want my wingers as a pair, or do you want to go one then the other?
You know what, you can pick whatever you want. I mean, with the wingers that we've had, so if we go say right side first. I mean, okay. And also bearing in mind, you've also got wingers that have that versatility where they could play on the left and the right.
Yeah.
So for me, the names that came up on the right side, well, you've already got Rocastle in there now, because Rocastle not only can play centrally, but he could also play on the right side.
Yeah.
And then you've also got, and Paul Merson could play right and left. Yeah. And he could also play up front. So Paul Merson, for me, he has to be considered, because for me, that guy.
Merson's got a magic hat.
Yeah.
Magic hat. Yeah.
You know what I noticed with him as well, right? I remember when he was just a goal scorer, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And I think he made his debut 86, 87 towards the end of the season. And I remember the first time I watched Merce play, they used to have this thing, right, called Soccer 6, okay? It was Soccer 6 tournament, and they stopped doing them. It used to come around November, end of November, but it'd be played indoors, 6-a-side, and you had players from it was Arsenal. I remember we got to a final one time. We lost to Oxford United, and it was players either from the academy and first team players can play as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was great fun. And I remember Merce was one of the stars for Arsenal. He played so well in that tournament. I might have to check out the archives and find that, because I thought it was brilliant. I'm like, yeah, this guy's really good. And then I just remember we had a football presentation from a borough, and Merce's family live in the same borough I do. And I don't know if you know that I know the family quite well.
Right.
And I went to school with his youngest brother, Gary. We were same year at school, same year at high school. We played football together. We were the goal scorers up front, and for school and for club. And their old man used to I saw him about 3 years ago, funny enough, and their old man was manager, and yeah, they were just when you see him grow, he was always it was so good. He had an eye for a goal, had the great touch, you know what I mean, and then all of a sudden, I think it was 1990 or 91, 91, 92, something just changed in terms of the way his touch got better. He was at time he didn't always look quick, but I thought he was quite quick at times. And then he would score these incredible lobs. Do you remember these lobs?
Yeah.
And he, you know what I mean? I'm thinking, where did he get that from? And the quality he just showed, he just made playing football look so easy.
Yeah.
You know, he got,
yeah.
you know what I mean, 2
he just
titles,
had
got man of the match.
The way he touched and glided. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Sorry, Bren, just give me a second. Sorry, just 1 second, mate.
No problem. No problem. Right, let's just go through these comments. What's your guys' favourite player from Graham Wenger eras? Choose one from each. Okay. I'll just leave that up there for a bit, Chris, and then we'll go through it. Yeah. You know, so yeah, I mean, for me, Merce has to be considered.
Oh yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I'd love to try and get his brother on here one day. I mean, he's an Arsenal fan and all. Love to get Gary on here.
Yeah, I mean, Merce was. I had 3 players when I was saying about the George Graham era. I had 3 players that I needed to give a mention to, and that was O'Leary, Kevin Campbell, and Paul Merson. So they were. Merce doesn't make my team, but he's definitely, without a doubt, he was our spark and carried our team a couple of. He was great. Yeah, without a doubt. The way he glided, you saying about those shots. And he just said it was almost like he was our Matt Letizia in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly that. Score great goals.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, score great goals, and he's brilliant. And I think he's probably one of he's one of very few players that has scored against us for 2 different clubs, and that don't happen very often.
No,
for Middlesbrough and for Villa.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a brilliant player.
Quality player, beautiful touch.
No, actually, but so obviously he's not on yours, and then on the right you also got Ray Parlour, who is just something else. The Romford Pele. Pires can play on the right, play on the left. Freddie Ljungberg as well on the right.
Freddie. I have to warm you up a little bit. My right is not technically. He was somebody who played across the front 3. So I've used him on the right-hand side. That's what I've done.
Someone who played the front 3 and use him on the right-hand side.
Yeah, well, he's played across the front 3. So the fact that you could play him on either side of a front 3, I've used him on the right-hand side because we were going for a 4-4-2. So I have been a little creative with this one.
That sounds like Sammy and Nasri, mate.
Oh, it's not. It's not Nasri.
Okay.
Okay. So the left, I mean, on the right, who else have we got? We've had some brilliant players on the right. I'm trying to think who else.
Alexander Hleb, for me, in his 3rd and last season at Arsenal, I thought that was his best season. But we had that lot, didn't we? Where players who had their best season at Arsenal just ended up leaving.
I know. It was like Wenger must have been like, again, because it was like Nasri, he found him, Hleb, he found him, and then the ones that stayed constantly got injured. You know, it was like your Santi Cazorlas, your Rosickis, we just couldn't keep them fit, and it was just that man. At the end, he had so many things going against him.
Yeah.
So do you want to know who I've gone for?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm really sorry about this. I've gone for Alexi Sanchez to play as my right winger because he could play.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Cool, because I figured he could play the left and right hand side of a front 3, which he often did, predominantly. You know, but he carried our team. He carried our team, and I loved watching that man play. I loved watching him play. And so I've stuck him in on the right wing.
Okay.
So,
Alexis Sanchez. He wasn't my choice, but he's a good choice, I tell you.
go on. You've been probably a lot more on point. Who did you go for?
Who'll I go for? On the right.
Yeah.
Okay. On the right, I went for, and I know he could play there. I went for Anders Limpar.
Oh, Anders Limpar. What a player.
Super Swede. I thought you had Freddie Ljungberg, who was good, but Freddie, for me, his greatest strength was knowing when to get into the box. Yeah, I mean, he was one of those wingers that could take on players, but I think for Freddie, I reckon if he was playing for us now, I feel that he could play. I think he could play the number 10 role.
Yeah,
I really think he could. But no, Anders Limpar was my one for the right hand side.
Limpar made my George Graham team.
Yeah. Oh, he does for me as well.
Yeah, but I had him on the left. I had Rocky on the right and Anders on the left.
Yeah.
If I was that, and then I had Davies and Thomas in the middle.
Of course, yeah. And even and a special mention as well with the centre midfielder. We've got mentioned one player who was an unsung hero. It's Kevin Richardson.
Yeah, okay.
I thought he was absolutely brilliant in '89, and plus what I loved about we got him from Watford. I couldn't believe Everton sold him to Watford, and when we got him from Watford, he was one of those players that knew how to win a league title because he'd already won a league title with Everton.
Yeah.
So he gave us that experience. And when Paul Davis smacked Glenn Cockerell, and then he got banned for, I think, 8 or 9 games, Kevin Richardson came in and took his chance with Michael Thompson in the middle. So, yeah, special mention to Kevin Richardson. He was an absolute legend of a player. But, yeah, so right. So you got your right. Now, on the left, well, I've only got there's two players for me.
Standouts. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
There's only well actually there's 2 players, and with all the wingers that we've had, for me, I had to go with either Pires or Overmars, but I've already got a winner.
Right.
Who was yours? Who was your
for
2?
For me, I completely agree. When I was being strictly on the left-hand side, Anders Limpar was my 3rd place.
Yeah.
I went with Bobby Pires. For me, I loved how he played.
Same here.
He was just, he had that unconventional running stride.
Yeah.
And he went from that. This, he made it known that when he first came to the Premier League, he was like, blimey, what's going on here? Don't think this is for me, to being absolutely devastating. He was phenomenal. And I remember that season with him and Ljungberg on either wing crashing in. So, I mean, if we could have our wingers do a similar return, we win the league.
Yeah.
That's the truth of it.
And exactly.
When you have a look at the returns of that team, how many goals Bergkamp chipped in with, Henri chipped in with, but Pires and Ljungberg and your Will Tords, it was the people coming into the teams that
double figures
do the numbers, and Carnu and players like this that would just come in and do their job. And that's what we need. I was saying in our transfer talk that it isn't always about who you're bringing in. It's about who you've got there stepping up and putting their, turning that 6 out of 10 into 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, and turning up and putting some figures on the board. And that's what we need.
No, that's right.
We need 100%. A bit of Bobby Pires.
Yeah, 100%. But I'll tell you what we'll do is, before we count down to the last 2 places, right? Let's answer this question from Chris about who's your guys' favorite player from Graham and Wenger eras. can only choose
one for
one
each.
from each. Could even
That's
be the same
it's
player.
very easy for me. That's very easy for me. I can. Who would you go for? I'm curious to see where you go.
Okay, for me, yeah, for me, from the Graham era, it was a toss up between Ian Wright and Dave Rocastle, and I've gone with Rocastle.
Okay, I went right.
That guy,
right.
as much as going forward, so yeah. So
Righty
you've gone with right.
Yeah, because he was from Brockley, Lewisham, where I grew up, and he just done numbers every single season. The man
was Rocastle.
yeah, of course, yeah. But for me, Righty was that hero. I remember listening to Capital Gold, Brenny, and I would sit there with my little Arsenal calendar, fold-up calendar, with all the fixture lists, and I would write in the scores in pencil and the scorers, all of that sort of stuff. And listening to Jonathan Pearce on Capital Gold, and the amount of times I would be there doing my stupid sort of superstition, and it would be Righty coming up with the goods. He's my goat. Well, one of my goats.
Yeah, he was a phenomenal footballer for us. Great goal scorer.
Yeah,
absolutely great. And Wenger era. What would be your Wenger era one?
Very easy. The greatest number 10 we've ever had.
Yeah, Dennis Bergkamp.
Yeah,
I think for me, I would go the same. And the reason, and one of the main reasons why, is because from when we were winning titles and cups under Graham, and then we declined slightly, and then when Wenger came in, Bergkamp was already there.
Yep.
And it was basically the start of something.
It was.
It was a start of something beautiful.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And from Bergkamp as that club, it only took him 3 years to become a league champion.
Yeah.
And and for me, and he got 3 league titles, just like Vieira did. But
there was just moments with it. I mean, I remember Righty hitting that goal against Auxerre where he was drifting out to the right-hand side and just he smashed it and got it in.
He had no right to do that.
No, and that amazing long chip he done against Swindon, and I had Righty's 101 not out goals video, and I watched that on repeat, and phenomenal. And then Bergie done things that he opened my eyes to a different type. The chips, the move. He knew that if he pulled over to the one side, he's just my ideal. He had strength, he had spitefulness, he had grace. He could pivot, he could pass, he could do everything.
Knew what he was going to do before he did it.
6 yards. Yeah.
He was absolutely phenomenal player. Absolutely phenomenal.
Loved him.
But what's this from Chris? Ashley Cole, greatest Premier League era left back. I don't think he's better than likes of Irwin or Winterburn, in my opinion, in terms of all time. And I'm obviously picking on all time. Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, Dennis Irwin.
He was a player.
Okay. Yeah, he was a good player. I mean, for a minute there, I thought you were talking about Steve Irwin. But,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The Arsenal hunter. But, But, it's opinions, isn't it? It's what it's all about,
Absolutely.
It's what it's all about, you know what I mean? Don't worry, Tammy, I will get to your teams as soon as we're done with the final two. I was torn between Petit and Fabregas, See, one more Arsenal. Fabregas was an Arsenal. Was at Arsenal longer? Yeah, he was. He was at Arsenal longer. I mean, Petit had 3 seasons, won a double in his first season, and he still, I thought, did well for us.
Yeah, he did.
You know, he still did well for us consistently. Yep. And he took a little while as well to settle into the English game. And then I can remember, like, towards the end of the season, he started assisting. He was always working hard in that midfield, but he just got
he's a unit, absolute unit of a man.
And he took that form to the World Cup.
Yeah, 98
when they won it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, to that. I mean, he was just quality. Even on my 11, I'm still missing out ballers like Paul Merson, Parler. It's tough. Yeah, I know. And I know Merce pretty well. You know what I mean? But yeah. Hey guys, sorry I missed most of this. You're right, Michael. Kids have been a nightmare. Hope you're both well, and we'll watch back. You know what? Listen, it's all good. Like I said, I've been there. Done it as well. So yeah, but my 2 is so they're so big now. I'm thinking, well, when they'll probably end up putting me to bed as well after I've had a few.
My father-in-law says it best. He says, "I hope I grow old enough to be an inconvenience." You know.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like that, man. Oh, listen, man. Big up to Rich. Big up to Rich. Big up Rennie K. Smash a like, sub. Big up the chat. Thank you very much, my man. Thank you very much. Got to get you on here one day as well, Rich. We'd love to have you on, mate. Seriously. Yeah. Only took over Mars and Petit signing from 97. Both leaving in 2000. Yeah. To both go Barker, yeah. And become legends. So I'm not sure where those 2 go in the teams. Yeah, I know. And this is the thing.
Missed out for me.
Yeah, same here. You know, same here. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you what, Rich, we were blessed with talent, weren't we, mate? Seriously, blessed. You know, really. Burkout was near from the Matrix. Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. He could. He saw it before it was coming. You know. You know what I mean? He saw all of those agents coming. You know what I mean? Mr. Burkamp. Right. Down to the last 2 now.
Yes, we are.
Oh, right. Now, I have this feeling that these
we're in agreement.
I think we're in agreement with these 2. Now,
yes.
Okay, what I was looking at as well, I was looking at strikers from the 80s at first, and I have to give some special mentions. I would say Charlie Nicholas, for example. Okay. Sorry to interrupt. Charlie Nicholas, for example, was only he had a season and a bit under George Graham, and then they got Alan Smith. When he signed Alan Smith,
love him.
Oh, that guy. He has to get a mention.
He does. He won us the Cup Winners' Cup away to that Parma team.
He not only did that, but he was top scorer. He was Golden Boot.
Seasons.
88, 89 season, won the league, and 91. And phenomenal. He scored goals in 1989, 1990, and like I said, 87, 88. But he wasn't. The numbers were good, but they weren't as good as they were in 89. I remember in the start of the 88, 89 season, he couldn't stop scoring goals. He could not stop. I think he must have scored for about maybe 5-6 games in a row. And I thought, the way he's going, he'll win the Golden Boot.
Yeah.
And it was quite fitting. I was so glad that he was one of the goal scorers when we won at Anfield that season. And one thing I will mention about Alan Smith for me, compared to all the strikers we've had up to this day, he was the best number 9 I'd seen in terms of holding up a ball. I don't know how someone who was like he was like 6'3", 6'4", something like that. Someone like Alan Smith, right? Have you seen the way he used to just the ball could be in the air, yeah, and at times he could head it to wherever. But then, did you see? It's his touch. His touch was just ridiculous.
Yeah,
and it's just the way he just held up the ball. He was strong enough to hold the ball up, bring others into play.
Yeah,
as well as score goals. And yeah, he was phenomenal. I actually thought I remember when he was I vaguely remember seeing bits of him when he was at Leicester.
Yeah,
and he and Gary Lineker were a strike partnership because I think they scored goals that brought them up in from the old second division to the first. And when Lineker left to go to Everton, he became the main man. But the two of them struck up a great partnership.
Yeah.
And then I think they only played maybe 2 or 3 games together for England. And when he got his call up, Alan Smith, I thought it was well deserved. I think he scored a few goals at international level as well. Didn't score many, but yeah, he never lets you down. He was that type of player. Never lets you down. So I had to give Alan Smith a special mention.
100%, 100%.
And we've also got other strikers. Kevin Campbell, God rest his soul.
Yeah.
He was quality for us. He was quality. Always gave it his all for the Arsenal. And even when he did his podcasting and the love that he has for Arsenal at the time would never go. And he had love for Everton as well. But if he had to choose one of the clubs, it was always Arsenal. But Everton fans understood that. Even though he's an Everton legend as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was great. I didn't include Andy Cole, who funny enough is on the TV right now.
No,
I didn't include him because I think he only played like him was a sub like 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, no. I think when you're looking at, then we get into the Three Kings.
Yeah.
But then on the other side of that, it's like Van Persie was a phenomenal striker for us. Aubameyang obviously was another fantastic striker. Nicholas Anelka, just in between all of that, we had Carnu, we had Wiltord. I loved Carnu. I loved him. That Chelsea game, man. And it would just be that he would just, you could parachute him in. He might not have played for 3 games, and he's on it. And I love that type of player.
He was the only player, when he Carnu, Nick, that he was one player that even if you watch, there's times I've watched him live where he could sit a defender or a goalkeeper on their backside with the ball.
He's
the way he did it. It's like he completely flew.
It was just for a guy his size. I mean, he had size. What was it? Size 15 feet. I mean, he just bamboozled people. He was phenomenal. I loved him. I loved Carnu. He's one of my faves. He really is, because he never complained. Other strikers could have been, you know what they're like. Oh, I want more game time. I want this. He was never that player, even though he turned up and he always delivered, or it felt like he always delivered.
Yeah.
And then another player that I did have a lot of time for was Olivier Giroud.
Giroud, yeah. I know.
I liked him.
I needed to say that. And I, you know what? I thought he got better at his Arsenal play. I thought he got better.
Yeah,
he got a lot better. And I think when we sold him, went to Chelsea. And to be honest, I was so greedy of the fact that I wanted him, a rotation of like himself, Lacazette, Aubameyang, and Danny Welbeck.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Because and the reason why I say that is because Danny Welbeck was always getting injured. So at least you still have 3 players. And you got that Giroud wasn't versatile, but Aubameyang and Lacazette had that bit of
worldies.
Oh, he did. He did indeed. And even Lucas Podolski. You know what I love about Lucas Podolski, and I've got a lot of respect for him as well, because he didn't have to be, is that he was only with us, I think, for what, 2 seasons?
It wasn't long, because we sent him out on loan for a while as well, didn't we?
Yeah. But one thing, he still scored goals. The fans loved him. And you know what? I don't know if you've seen his anything he does on social media, he still loves the Arsenal. He still loves the Arsenal. And whenever we beat Tottenham, you'll see something.
Gives it.
He gives it large.
He does. I love it.
He gives it, and Chesney gives it as well.
Yeah. No, I do love that. And it was Will Tord is another one that just doesn't get enough props for when he turned up. And
he doesn't, does he? I mean, what a super sub he was. And there were even games that he could start and he would still get you important goals.
Yeah. And Nicholas Anelka. I mean, Nicholas Anelka was just, I know he left quickly and all the rest of it, but phenomenal talent.
He was a better player. I thought he was a better player in the 98-99 season than he was the season before when we won the league. Yeah. I thought he just got stronger. You know? Without a doubt he did. But we've mentioned a lot of great forwards there. And so I kind of know who your two was, because they're my two as well.
I've left out one that I absolutely adore, though.
Me too.
So I've left out. I might have gone. So I've left out Righty.
Same here. As much as I loved him,
and that hurts me so much to say that. Yeah. But if I'm only going, the only other way I could have done that is maybe leave Sanchez out, switch Perez over, play Omri as a left winger, and put Righty and Bergie up front. But I had Bobby Perez on the left, Sanchez on the right, because I think that would be absolutely amazing. And I've gone Henry and Bergkamp up front.
Same here. Exactly who I did the same thing. I think for
Bergkamp gets his place, because if you turn round to Henry and Ian Wright about put one striker in the Arsenal team, they both pick Bergkamp. So that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
And then it's just about who you want to play with him. And out of the phenomenon that was Righty, well, I'm sorry, but Henry was touched by God. Yeah,
exactly that. And you see with Ian Wright, when we do at some point when we ever do a Graham 11, it's Righty's in for me.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He was. So if you want, just quickly, this was my George Graham lineup: Seaman, Dixon, Adams, Bold, Winterburn, Rocastle, Davis, Thomas, Limpar, Wright, Smith.
Yeah, that's a fantastic team. Where it was, and that certainly would have done something.
Yeah,
you know.
But I've got to go with Omri. I don't think any Arsenal fan could leave him out. He was the player that every other team, rival fans would want to watch, but also hope that he didn't play. He was just majestic. The way he glided on a pitch, the acceleration. It was like there's 3 players in front of him, no problem. The inventiveness, the sheer artistry of that man, I can watch at any given. If YouTube drops an Omri video in front of me or a Bergkamp video in front of me, that's it. You've lost me for 20 minutes, because I'm there and it is just,
Same here.
And he's done it against legends. That do you remember the back to goal against United, and he just flicked the ball up?
Yeah.
Hit it on the volley.
One of his greatest goals. Yeah. And it was the only goal of the game, and it was a great match.
Can you hear me, Gwen?
Yeah.
That's my.
I can hear you, mate.
There we go. I'm back.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
It was. No, it was absolutely. It was Henri was just something else. I mean, I've got DVDs up there that I haven't seen for a while. Henri Bergkamp got that Centurion to 100, the title winning seasons. He's got some of that as well, you know. Yeah. Have you got the DVD with the? I think you've got the. Let me get it right. It's the 2001-2002 double season, and then they have an extra disc for the 97-98 season.
No.
Yeah. So it's basically 2 double season DVDs for the price of one. I got that about 23 years ago.
Okay, I might have to do a search for that.
Yeah. You know, it's
no.
I'll send you the.
He was just everything. So here we go. This is Temmie. So he's got.
Look at that. Seaman, Lauren, Campbell, Adams,
Cole. So we've got the same back 5. Then Vieira. So we got the first 6, and then he's got Gilberto Silva. Can't argue with that. And he's gone the other way. He's put Perez over. He must be using Henri on the wing, or unless he's gone for a different formation. But
it's probably a different formation.
Yeah, we were sticking to the 4-4-2, so that's why we've.
But that's all right, Temmie. That's okay.
That's absolutely fine.
It looked like a 4-3-3, but fair play. Oh, here we go. Check this out. Here we go.
Skilacci, man. Senderos. Oh,
I was waiting for this. Oh, Danielson. You see how I didn't even mention Danielson?
Kim Kallstrom, yeah. Miachi.
Oh, dear.
Gervinho went on to do better, though, I've got to say.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? This team wins a quadruple. Quadruple bypass. Quadruple bypass at my local hospital, maybe.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Oh, gosh. I mean, it goes that you kind of have to, when you have a look at that and you go, right, so how did the same talent identification team come up with that and Henri?
This is Chris's one.
It's a very good one.
It does.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, Seaman, Dixon, Adams, Keown, Winterburn, Vieira, Fabregas, Bergkamp in the 10, Perez, Henri, and Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's gone. That's lovely.
That is something else. It really is.
Yeah.
Got any other teams?
Yeah. I mean, I put. Did you say Bobby done one?
He did, and I'm going to read that out to everybody.
Let's go.
And so did my guy Ron. He also put one out as well.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Bobby. Actually, we'll go with Ron's first. Right. Now, Ron's one was, he's got Seaman in goal.
Yeah.
He's gone Dixon, Adams, Campbell, and Cole.
Okay.
He's gone Overmars, probably Overmars on the right.
Yeah.
Vieira, Gilberto in the middle.
Yeah.
Perez on the left.
Yeah.
Bergkamp and Henri.
Yeah, very good team.
Now that team can win in the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Easy winning. Well done for that. Nice one, Ron. And then we got the one and only Bobby. I'd love to get Bobby on there when we do. Do you know what? We have to get Bobby when we do an all-time 11.
I've also got a suggestion for another 11. I think we should do a youth 11. A youth.
That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. You know, let us know when you're free. We'll sort it out. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Because there'll be some good ones. I think the toughest one would be keepers. But I'll have to go into the archives to the keepers.
Oh, really. Not really, because we did have Szczesny come through the youth.
Oh, yeah, so we did. So he'd probably be the only one. What about Alex Meninga as well? Wasn't a bad keeper. But he
stepped in, didn't he? He done well.
Yeah, he did. He did really well. But check this out. Here we go. One and only Bobby. So he's got Seaman.
Yeah.
Of course, Dixon, Adams, Campbell, Winterburn.
Okay, couldn't bring himself a Cole. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. He's got in the middle. Who do you think he's got in the middle? The two two midfielders.
Oh, I would. He must have picked Vieira for one of them.
Oh yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah.
Who do you think the other one was?
Who would he have picked? I would have said Gilberto.
It's not one we'd have picked.
Okay. No, go on.
Fabregas.
Okay. So what I done with Rocastle, he went with Fabregas, basically. Yeah. Like getting a creative in there. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. And, well, this one's quite a strong team, I tell you. This could win you the league as well. On the right, he's gone with Ray Parler.
Has he really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's done it properly because I cheated and picked Sanchez, but...
You cheated. No, it was on offer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you what, on the left, though, he's gone with what we went with on the left.
Yeah,
I think most people have.
Yeah.
Because for me, I know there was a thing, chatting when I was on the Army chat, was talking about Perez and Sanchez. And for me, I always thought Perez was the better player because of basically what you said earlier on. And I agree with that. It was just something he had. I mean, Sanchez is more dynamic, scores more goals, can play up front as well, and was quick, and was just he was a street fighter.
Yeah,
and the two up front. Yeah. What do you think's gone with here? This is different, but
yeah, no, he hasn't gone different, has he?
Oh yeah.
The only would he have put Smith? Would he have put Smith in it?
He hasn't gone with Smudger.
Okay, so then I would say if he's got Fabregas, he must have Righty in there then.
He's got Righty, yeah.
So has he dropped Bergkamp for Righty? And he's got Righty and Henry. Yeah.
Yes, he has.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what he's gone with.
Yeah. I mean, Ray Parler, FA Cup final. Yeah. He done the business for us, didn't he? I love Ray. I mean, he was youth player in George Graham's teams. I mean...
Well, yeah.
He had to wait for his time to kind of, and even then he just kept turning up and doing it for us, didn't he?
Yep. Sure.
Yeah. So in the end, mine was Seaman, Lauren, Campbell, Adams, Cole, Sanchez, Vieira, Rocastle, Perez, Henry, Bergkamp.
That's right. And my one was Seaman, Sagna, Adams, Campbell, Cole, Limpar, Vieira, Rocastle, Perez, Bergkamp, Henry. Yeah, I think I'm one of those sides, great sides, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they beat Arnie Slott's Liverpool right now, you know what I mean?
But I mean, it's a good reminder. It's a good conversation to have because it just shows the talent we have been blessed with at this club.
Yeah, exactly. And we've been very fortunate to have seen these players.
Absolutely.
Highbury, for me, Highbury and the Emirates. Where great times.
We just need a title now. We need a title at the Emirates, and this current crop need to write their own history now.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, looking at it, we've only won what? I think 5 FA Cups since we got the Emirates. I think it's 5 FA Cups.
Yeah.
4 or 5. No, 1, 2, 3, 4 FA Cups. Sorry, 4 FA Cups.
Are you sure? Because
2014, 2015, 2017, 2020. 4 FA Cups. Oh, where's he gone? It's all right. I'll get him back in a minute. Don't think he meant to do that. Here we go. He's back. It's all right.
Oh, I call that a brain fart. I was like, yeah, let's just click this. And then it was just like, you've just done it, haven't you?
No, that was Nick from a trailer from the new movie coming out soon. Now You See Me 3.
Mate. I was just having a look because I was thinking I couldn't remember how many Wenger got at the end there at the Emirates, but I think you're right. It's
Yeah, he got 3 more, didn't he? And Arteta had 1.
And that's Arteta had one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But football talk shops in the house, man like Brenny. Nah, man like yourself, man. Big up to yourself. And big up to Nick as well, of course.
Hey there. So the Emirates, what year? Well, we've got 2013, 14, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20. And then, so it's just
those four.
Just
four
those
FA
four.
Cups to show for it. And when you look at that now, it's quite damning, really. You know what I mean?
It is. Particularly when you ever look, I was thinking about it, when you ever look at this team and its capability, it's finished second in the league. And finishing second in the league is no mean feat, right?
Yeah.
We should have been picking up FA Cups and League Cups in that time.
Yeah.
It all 100%. Counts at the end of the day. All snowballs.
Yeah. Just quickly before we go on, Football Talk Shop, right? I was thinking, who is that? Right? At first. And do you know who it is?
Yeah, Akpos.
You knew it was Akpos.
Yeah.
In Pigeon, man. How many names he got? He's got code names, isn't he? He's a secret agent, man.
He has. He's different. He's a different person in different postcodes. You know how he moves?
He's because Henri in it, 0014, that's what he is.
Top fella. Yeah, top fella.
Man. Hope you're good, man. Hope you're good. Yeah. Gonna have to get Akpos from one of these ones 100%. As well soon, you know.
I'll definitely watch
I like these shows. And like I said, any ideas we pass on, and we could do these things together and with others, it'd be great.
I think Brenny, I really, your knowledge of the club is first class, and I think it is also, talking of seasons and games and profile players and all of that sort of stuff. You're just one of those guys. You could read the contents of a shampoo bottle, and I'd listen to you, buddy. So, just do your thing. I'll keep turning up.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I really, really do appreciate that. But I've actually just had a thought. I mean, I was gonna say, obviously it's Akpos's other channel, yeah. But I appreciate you for coming on, Dave. This has been real fun, almost 2 hours already in. And it's been great. We'll definitely do a few more of these shows. We'll set something we'll set something out off air. We'll hook. We got to hook this up and just keep on at it. You know what I mean? Because it's fun as well, and it's what you'll agree with me on this. I'm sure it's great to talk. It's great talking about these legends that we're talking about here. So many, and when you think about it, there's hundreds of players that we've had over the years who are just second to none, and it's nice because there's no headache, there's no stress.
No.
Talking about this, you know what I mean? Because
absolutely,
the stress comes with the Forest game on Saturday, especially if it's 40 minutes gone and where it's 0-0, thinking what's going on here then. But you know what I mean. But this is, I think this is just a nice refresh.
Absolutely, it's the same. It's the same with Big Mike as well in the chat there with his channel. I think it's important for Arsenal fans to have discussion. And when we're not doing well, to be objective and have that discussion and be honest and open. But I think it's also important for Arsenal fans to have discussion and support the club and enjoy the club. Not everything's got to be doom and gloom and all the rest of it. And I love being able to have a positive conversation about the club, because we need to encourage the future generation to pick our club. If they haven't got something handed down to them, I want them to become an Arsenal fan, join the fan base, rather than us constantly maybe scaring off some or making it seem undesirable. We've got a great club.
Exactly that, But no, I'm good. I'm good, Brenny. Big Nick. Fantastic show. You're spot on there. Yeah, all Brenny's and all. Thank you very much. You know what? You're all legends for being in here as well. So don't forget that as well. We're all legends in our own right. Great stuff, Jettold. Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you very much. Well, I'll tell you what. There's actually something I need to put to you as well, Nick, if you're up for it.
Yep.
after we go off air, I'll speak to you about it. But listen, cool. Hey, this has been something, right? This is it's like I say it already from Back to the Future. What Marty Fly said, it's been educational. So yeah, it's definitely that. And if anyone knows about the future, you know what scene I'm on about. And I'm not talking about when he embarrassed Biff Tannen. So yeah, but Nick, thank you very much for coming on. And where can you be found, mate?
Not online as such. I've got something coming up at some point, but no, either here, the Armory, in the chat comments, on Mike's chat, or just basically supporting my fellow Gooners, content creators, and all the rest of it. And you'll usually find me in the chat somewhere or other.
No, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming on, and to all of you as well. In the words of Don Cornelius from Soul Train, love, peace, and soul. Take care, fellow Gooners, and everyone else in the chat. All the best.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Take care.